This topic is called pair linking, and it has to do with doing one pair after another in one physical motion. So it'll look like as if you're multi-slotting, but you're still looking and tracking things, but things are obvious enough where you can just turn right through it and do multiple pairs in one physical motion, and it will kind of look like one look. So before I get into showing you examples, just like to make an observation about the ZZ method. If most of you are familiar with CFOP, you'll know that CFOP has 4 pairs and you do them one after the other. And the thing with CFOP is because the edges aren't oriented, sometimes you have to turn the cube, and turning the cube will disrupt your physical flow. So, for example, if I'm, let's say, doing a pair here, so this pair right here, I do the pair, and then to solve this pair easily, I have to rotate and slot it. It will this rotation will inhibit me from just moving through it. And in ZZ, you'll know that there are no rotations. So if you can see ahead, you can do the pairs all in one shot without stopping. And that's a really cool thing in the ZZ method. Is a lack of rotations, and it leads to just physical efficiency if you consider that an element of efficiency. Also, because the edges are oriented in a certain way, it limits the number of cases that you can encounter. So you don't have edges flipped funny. That's actually what causes you to rotate, but you don't have edges flipped, so the variety you get isn't as great. So that's another reason why you can sometimes link pairs together in ZZ. You don't have to move the cube, and the F2L is very simplified. This also works with blocks, so you can link a pair to a block, or a block to a pair, or very rarely we be able to do a block to a block, but anything can happen if you look ahead. And the thing is, sometimes pieces get trapped in slots, and that also reduces the amount of work you have to do to look ahead. So pay attention to what's trapped, what's not moving, and what pieces are stuck together. Those can really help you when you try to improve your transition from pair to pair or block to pair or whatever structures you're building for the F2L. So let's take a look at some examples. Alright, so I have 2 example solves. I'll put the scrambles in the description. So what I'm going to do is first solve the EO line, and then I'm going to solve it pair by pair or block by block, whatever I get. But once I solve the first block, I'm going to tell you when I see the next one and make some comments about that. So the first block I'm going to do is this left back one, and it connects to this piece. I don't see anything yet, but now I do. So this is the obvious one, so I'm going to do it. And I saw this piece go back, and as soon as this piece comes over here, I know that it's going to be connected to this piece, so I know my next pair is going to be the one in the back. And from here, I already know what's going to happen to the last pair. Over here, my moves will be R2, U prime, R prime to insert, and I'll have a 3-move insertion on the left side, so I'll be prepared to be doing L moves after I do the arm moves, so get my left hand ready. And so the solution to this will be R2, U prime, R prime, U, L prime, U prime, L. So like this. That's the rest of the solve. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, do something cool here. So X cross, and this is paired up already conveniently, and its pieces over here. And so I do this, and now this is ready for finalizing. So as soon as I do the R2, it's going to be solved. But I noticed these, and after I do the R2, it's going to be really awkward. And so as I follow through my R2, I notice that I can free this corner piece from this edge piece and continue to solve. And as soon as I connect this, I know that my next move will be U, so it'll move this corner piece over here and this edge piece over here, creating a case where I move the edge piece away from the slot and stack the up-facing white sticker on top of it. So like this, and this is COLL and UPerm, and that's it. So the idea here isn't multi-slotting. This is far from it. Multi-slotting is where you just see a situation and you can just hammer out two pairs at once. This is a little more simplified, and that has a lot to do with just the inherent qualities of the ZZ method, which is predictability and just lack of variety. That's a good thing this time, to have a lack of variety, but these two assets are really useful to consider and keep in your head when you solve the F2L, because it's very easy to predict what your next pair is going to be or whatever you're going to solve next, just because of how the pieces behave, the simple way they behave, and you know, just whatever tricks and signals you get when you personally solve the F2L. It totally depends on what you know. But a lot of the things are traceable. In the middle of a pair, you can easily, oftentimes, just figure out what the next pair is. And this is especially true when you're on the last two pairs. If you've formed blocks already and you're simply doing two pairs, most of the time it's just really easy to see. First, it's easy to choose which pair is better than the other. So once you make that choice, you can actively track and predict the second pair as you do the first one, and generally you'll be able to come up with an answer in the middle of the first pair. So hope you guys found that useful. Make sure you practice slowly and contemplate all your choices, and really think about how early you can detect your next choice. It might surprise you. Thanks for watching.